Everybody, it's me, Faye, and I know I look a little bit different today, but I had to go down to the state capitol because once again we have confusion and madness and whatever you want to call it in our community. Um, for those of you who don't know, I live in the metro Atlanta area, and in fact, I live very close to the Rockdale County line. Now, we had a situation, I think it's beginning to get international attention, of a plant called BioLab, which I don't know, they just can't seem to keep this plant from either blowing up or catching fire or spilling hazardous material. This is, I think, the fifth or sixth time that they've had a major incident in the last 20 years. And when I say major incident, I mean the plant now is no longer because it caught fire, and they claim it caught fire first. Some people say it blew up first, then it caught fire. Well, anyway, it is now leveled to the ground. So we were originally told this had happened on Sunday, but I found out in this meeting. And that is why I encourage everybody, go to these public meetings because you will get information from other residents who have the information and even from some elected officials. Because in this case, an elected official stated that on Saturday night, they're in DeKalb County, they stated on Saturday night, an elected official from Rockdale County called them and told them they needed mutual aid. Now, for those of you who don't know, when counties or cities call for mutual aid, that means that every available unit that they have is handling that situation and that they cannot contain it. So they ask for mutual aid. Now, my mind says if they asked for mutual aid from DeKalb, they may have asked for it from Newton County. Now, these are counties. These are not like cities. These are big counties that Rockdale is a big county. It has a sheriff's department that patrols the streets, and it has a Conyers Police Department. But anyway, that's a story for another day. So Sunday, I guess some people have started to notice the smoke because it is a massive fire. If you look up BioLab fire, you will see this thing was massive. You could see it from all over the metro area. So Sunday, the mayor of Stonecrest, where I live, was contacted by a person and said, "What's going on? What do we need to do?" And the mayor told them, "Oh, it's no problem. Everything is fine." Well, everything was not fine because today is the 9th of October, and this plant allegedly caught fire on the 29th, and they are still out there trying to handle it. Now, the sad thing about this is that this plant was allowed to expand, and it is pretty much on the backside and part of each side, uh, backing up the neighbors. And so until last week, we had got no information. So y'all know me, I'm gonna start something. So I posted on Facebook, "Why haven't we heard anything?" Well, at that point, one of the city council people said, "Well, it's really nothing to worry about. It's not affecting us." But what they did not tell us is that for a 2-mile radius around this plant, the people in the houses have been evacuated, and the people in the businesses, and this is on the freeway. So the people that are on both sides of the freeway for 2 miles have been told to evacuate. And the people that own the businesses along the freeway, they have not been able to open their businesses. And so with all of that said, I have serious concerns about the manner that this is being handled. I'm going to tell you, if you are a resident of the metro Atlanta area and you look up and it's cloudy, that ain't a cloud, honey. They call it a plume, Plume, whatever. But it is actually, this thing is airborne. And a lady as far away as Decatur said that her bees just died. They fell over dead. So what I want you to do is to check with your local officials and see what they want you to do. But remember this, you ain't gonna always get the truth from politicians, okay? So you do what you think is best for you. If you've been having symptoms of your, like my throat's been bothering me, but that's the story for a different day. Uh, if you have problems with your throat, one person said their eyes were bothering, and if you have a cough, and all of this happened within that time frame, document it. The second thing and the most important thing to remember is this: the only way you get the truth is when you ask for it. And like I said, we had been told in Stonecrest there was no need to worry. Now, I went to public school. I always tell people that, when you go to public school, you learn things very basically. Now, if the cloud is in Rockdale County and I'm the next city over, but you're going to tell somebody on the other side of me that they need to shelter in place, but I'm good. No, something's not right with that. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to stay inside as much as you can. They said don't run your air conditioner because your air conditioner draws air from the outside, and I want you to be prepared. As many of you know, last year I asked the city of Stonecrest to use some of their ARPA money, that American Rescue, whatever it was, money, to put on a CPR training program and an emergency awareness program. Uh, it would have cost them virtually nothing, but they refused to do it. I think part of the reason they refused to do it is because they don't like me. And those of you who know me know what my position is on people that liking me and not liking me, because I really don't care. But this was something that would have benefited the community. Also, when we did that class, ironically, we included in there some information on how to evacuate and some information on insurance. If you are in the affected area and you have had to evacuate, please, please, please talk to your insurance agent and see if you are eligible for reimbursement for the evacuation. Also keep records because, as you know, there are multiple lawsuits being filed. And that's another thing that ticked me off. BioLab sent some guy down there. And of course, they're going to send the black guy. They sent this black guy down there. And he told us how sorry he was and everything. And, they were doing everything they could. Well, I don't believe them, because, like I said, this is about the fifth time they've had a major fire down there. Plus, what he didn't tell us that we had to find out from somebody was that last night, which was Monday the 7th or the 8th of October, there was another explosion and fire down there. And they still haven't been able to get the smoke and everything to dissipate. But, so that's something that we need to talk about. We need to talk about, like I told the representatives today, we need to stop letting people come into our communities who don't look like us, who don't have our best interests at heart, and allowing them to build whatever they want to build on the promise of jobs. Conyers is basically a middle to high end area, except for very small portions. And so when you bring in, jobs, most of the people that live there, you got to have a job to live there. Same with Stonecrest. You can't live here if you don't have no job, and you cannot live anywhere on minimum wage. So that's a story, once again, for another day. But I am going to tell you something tragic that happened. There was a man that got up and spoke. I'm not going to mention his name. And he was having trouble walking the few steps from his seat to the table to speak. He spoke, he got up, and he went outside. He talked about how it had affected his lungs and everything, and that he just was having all these difficult problems. He collapsed outside. His heart stopped beating. They had to do CPR. They had to get a defibrillator. And when they took him away, they were, as we would call it, pumping him. So, he is in our prayers, and we are we're going to keep up with that. Additional thing is that a lady testified that she had multiple sclerosis, and she had some other asthma or something else, and that she had it under control. But when the explosion happened, she had an asthma attack. She had to get that under control. Now her multiple sclerosis, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know how to explain it, but somehow it has flared up and she's got to go get some treatments that are like taking chemotherapy. So for those of you who say, oh, this is not a big deal and we're just panicking, this is very serious. And as was pointed out, and as I actually said to them, we need to have someone to come in and to tell us what is actually there. Because when they say they said it's chlorine and other chemicals, we've heard that there was strychnine there. So to stop the rumors, why don't you just give us the list of everything that was there, and we can go on from there. So I will tell you again that this is a serious matter. Do not take it lightly, and act as if you were in 3 Mile Island. That's what I'm going to do. I had planned to cut my grass, but that's not going to happen. So anyway, if you have any questions, just text me, and well, you don't have to text me because this is going to be on multiple Facebook sites. So just put a comment in, and I will go ahead and get back to you. Anyway, stay safe, and remember, you are the boss of every elected official. You pay their salary, and they need to do what is in your best interest. That's the only job of a politician, is to act in the best interest of the people. I don't care if they're state, local, federal, or whatever. So you guys be safe, and I will see you again soon. God willing. Bye for now.